Ginza Tenkuni, the other line, which is my grandpa's younger brother's, place. It was always near, but last time I went, they were rebuilding building. So I ended up going a little back street place. So they might have sold too,
Well, I mean, or it could be the building. I know it's still there. I've Googled it before. I recently posted a YouTube short about the topic, and people were asking about it, so I did look it up, and it seems like it's still there.
They are rebuilding it. So that building was a loan from Sumitomo Bank. I remember they never wanted to sell us because it's such a prime land.
Oh, I bet. I mean, that's like being smack in the middle of Fifth Avenue.
Yeah. So they never let them, buy it.
Right.
So
and maybe if they did, it would have been very expensive.
So, they might have reclaimed, or my relatives decided not to continue. I don't know, because I don't have a, contact with them.
Fair.
That's about it. That's the beginning of it.
Interesting. Thank you for that. And one last thing. So in my shorts, I mentioned this book, which I cannot read because I'm illiterate, but it's got cool pictures. And I did not know this book existed until I visited you last time, I want to say a year or two ago. I think it was in 2024 when I visited you in California, in my hometown. And you had this book, and I wanted it. You told me, I don't get it. You're not going to give it to me, so...
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
So mean.
We were upstairs in front of the wood stove with all the cats, and I'm reading through it, and I'm like, I really want this book. And you're like, you don't get it. And like, I'm not giving you mine, so...
Until I die.
Yeah, so I went out, and Ayaka May from Tenten was very nice enough to find me this book, and had her sister ship it over to me. But what exactly is this book? I know it's only worth 380 yen according to the back cover here.
It's a series of the kind of gourmet, gourmet books for different type of foods, published by I think Inoue Shobo originally. And then it's about tempura. It's called Tempura Monogatari, Story of the Tempura. However, he was quite a speaker. And then so he talks about not just about his restaurant, more about how the tempura in Tokyo area, kind of evolved. Okay. History of it and different stores, and it's like a side stories. It's really funny story. He was an interesting guy.
Okay. Well, who was it who wrote this first of all?
My grandpa, your great grandpa.
Okay, and that explains it. So I have misspoke in my short. The rest Tenkuni did not start as that.
Yeah. My great grandpa started as the yatai, which is a cart, but not that old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm mistaken on it. As I mentioned, I'm illiterate, so I can't really read that. I did, use my camera with Google Translate to get some of it, but obviously the translations are not perfect. So this isn't overall. It's just a book about. It's a tempura and then a culture. And culture.
And culture. Tokyo too. He covers a lot. And then he talks a lot about entertainment world. But we had a lot of clients from Kabuki or like Yomiuri Giants back then, they would come and eat at our place. I met a famous, one of the ladies in front is the famous actress of the time. Yeah, really? So we had a lot of strong clientele, so-called celebrities. Yeah, so he talks about those things as well. Okay. So it's kind of interesting.
So it's not necessarily a book about Tenkuni. It has Tenkuni in it. It's written by your grandfather, who was the owner of Tenkuni.
The second,
but it's a little bit broader. It covers tempura in general.
So he was quite a talk. I think he was invited on the NHK, Nihon Hoso, right?
That's the BBC, PBS of Japan.
PBS
basically.
of Japan. He took a part in the tempura story. Right. He did a lots of radio show on the food and tempura. He would go to around the country and then do a little workshop, meet people and show how to cook tempura and talk about funny things. And people loved him, so he traveled a lot. And funny enough, his hobby was a 8mm old-time, movie thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a camera. Oh, so, he showed us a lot of them. I'm sure it's gone now, but was an interesting guy. He was a big joker. Yeah. So that's my grandpa. I was pretty close to him.
Really?
Yeah. I remember him well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, long time. That's how I grew up in the middle of Tokyo, and Ginza and Nihonbashi kind of place that very different from where I am now.
Well, I mean,
myself.
that-
Yeah.